And welcome to another thrilling episode of Filmatic. Today we have a trailblazing content producer and writer renowned for her bold storytelling.
We shot that whole thing. Everybody was so scared. I said, listen, if we put your camera on the tripod again and go shake somewhere else, but we're gonna shoot this lozi.
Her journey in the industry has taken her to the glamour of Real Housewives of Cape Town, to hard-hitting SAFTA award-winning docuseries like Kick It, and the empowering women's talk show #Africa.
So I'm more careful now with the shows that I take on, because then I know if I'm risking myself, then I'm risking my daughter not having a mother.
Ayanda is relentless in her mission to create content and not only entertain, but to spark real change in the industry.
So I spent a lot of time hanging out with the guys who lean, with the guys, just kind of checking what's alani here,
You went to go hang out with them.
So you just sitting there watching Gucci, bro, life can be like this. At its peak and at its low, right?
Now, I'm delighted to welcome this filmmaker with flair who is a freedom fighter. Welcome, Ayanda Masisi.
How are you doing? Freedom fighting. I'm good in you.
Awesome. Let's get this party started.
I'm an African. Everybody's an African. Feels good, right? Feels good. Feels good. Feels good. It feels good every day when every African turns and shines my way. All my brothers from Zaire, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. It feels good every day when every African turns and shines my way. All my brothers from Zaire, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. I'm from the continent of refugees and rebels, where minds are richer than all rubies and marbles. Life at its best, view it from all angles. No longer do we wear shackles, but life's bangles. AIDS increases, the poverty's in levels, where flowers blossom every day in hard grovel. Traditional acts just brings out the marvel in every African's heart filled with sorrow. Wait for tomorrow, but the road remains narrow. African minds sharp like bow and arrow. We're aiming for higher places, man, I tell you. Communication through rhythms until I see you.
Good day and welcome to another thrilling episode of Filmatic. Today we have a trailblazing content producer and writer renowned for her bold storytelling and dynamic influence. Her name, Ayanda Masisi. Her journey in the industry has taken her to the glamour of Real Housewives of Cape Town, to hard-hitting SAFTA award-winning docuseries like Kick It, and the empowering women's talk show #Africa. Named one of ENCA's most influential young women in television, Ayanda's reach goes beyond entertainment. Through her non-profit Media Change Agents, she has championed industry reform, bringing key issues to the attention of government and playing a pivotal role in shaping COVID-19's filming revelations, driven by the love of people, storytelling, and justice. Ayanda is relentless in her mission to create content and not only entertain, but to spark real change in the industry. Now, I am delighted to welcome this filmmaker with flair who is a freedom fighter. Welcome, Ayanda Masisi.
That is so funny. Hi.
How are you doing?
Freedom fighting. I'm good in you.
Awesome. Let's get to it. Let's get this party started. How are you?
I'm good in you.
Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for the invite.
You are our first content producer.
Oh.
Yes. I'm trying to just scan through the guests. I think we've had a producer, but not specifically a content producer. Now then, let's dive into that. What is a content producer?
I've never actually been asked that, but so now I'm thinking about it. So a content producer would be the Mugel or Mugai, who basically oversees, directs, curates the content that's going to go on the show. So the stories that are going to be in the show, and they essentially manage the team that then sources all these stories. Okay. And so you'd be the person who's creating the briefs, who's like doing the workshops to the team to say, okay, this is exactly what we're looking for, and gauging whether we are finding it in order to take it to the high upscale.
So now, if you're getting or finding the content, back in my mind, I would have thought that's what the director does. So what's the difference between what you're doing and I guess what the director's doing in terms of content?
Yeah. So there is much contention about that. Actually, you'll find that on set, the content producer as well as the director tend to butt heads a lot because we step into each other's roles quite a lot. In my view, the director manages the story and makes sure that we are telling the story the way it's supposed to be told. And it's building on all the arcs, hitting all the content pillars, all of that. Whereas the content producer brings the story. Okay. So in terms of, there are sets that tend to, that can have either or, which is wild.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you discover content producing? How did you now go into that?
I grew into it.
Okay.
So I didn't go into the industry saying, I want to be a content producer.
Okay.
I just knew I wanted to tell stories.
Okay.
So I'm strong with writing.
Okay.
So concept development, writing. I'm very good with humans and getting people to tell their story, you know. So I'm often sourced or hired in the concept stages because then I speak the language of people and I speak the language of channel, and you know, whoever is the exec knows that whatever they brief me, they're going to get it, you know? So I grew into that by being able to find stories, write about them, write the treatment documents, write all of that stuff. And with that, at every level, then they start going, okay, please handle script, please handle this, handle that. And it went beyond just scripting and researching and all of that, because then the productions trusted me enough to then say, okay, please manage the entire story.
So it wasn't your plan to become a content producer, kind of just went into it. And how has the journey been thus far?
It's been, you know, it's been so exhilarating because I work across genres.
Okay.
So I started in talk shows. And then when I went to Africa Magic and BET, I was doing lifestyle. So now I do a lot of Mzansi content and SABC. So there I'm doing a lot of reality. So with each genre, you discover a new exciting thing. I think for me, because I love people, you know, so I learn different types of people in this. Like when you're doing documentaries, so on SABC it would be documentaries a lot, so docu-series and stuff. When you do docu stuff, you meet people at their most raw, you know? And you're not guiding who they should be on camera. You're an observer of what they live, what kind of life they live.
Yeah.
So you just sitting there watching Gucci, bro, life can be like this at its peak and at its low, right? So I've done stuff where it's substance abuse content, and you see people and you realize a lot. Like for me, sometimes I see people who, because it's a docu, you'll spend time with them, ne? Who, when you met them, you could see it's okay, this one has a dream and they're on the journey to possibly achieving it. And then later stage, when you film them, they're at the lowest and that substance is in them. They don't care about that damn dream you were thinking about or that they told you about. And it's like, yo, life sucks, bruh. But then sometimes you meet people when you're doing like business docs or whatever, that you are like, whoa, life can get that good.
Wow.
Like life can reach that place, you know? So it's always exciting for me because I'm just like, I'm also a very emotional person. Like I tell stories in an emotional way. I think even in my eyes, like my face can't lie. Yabo.
Yeah,
Ukuthi ukuthi I'm an emotional person. So I take in all that stuff, and in normal life, I wouldn't feel as many things as I do if I wasn't doing content, because I go through different sets of emotions with different people, because I'm like, yeah, there's a lot going on. So I enjoy it for that. And it's ever changing. So it can never be boring. It can never be complacent, can never be dull. And you can never, I can never be above it, because I'm always learning something new about a different part of whatever it is that I'm involved in with content. So
Interesting. What you're talking about, kicking, is it from Kick It? It sounds like
Yes.
there was a docu-series about
Yes.
drugs, if I'm not, from
Yes.
Mind.
Set concept.
Yes. I know the company. Great people. Very beautiful. How did you prep for the content in terms of that?
Well, so the different episodes require different things. I started by trying to understand the cycle of a person who uses substances.
Okay.
Nah. Because I'm not even a smoker. Like, I can't even handle happily. Weak. So I can't impose my thinking on their life. Okay, yabo.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time, and I was still staying in Rockville, Kaslam.
Okay.
Yeah, at the time. So I spent a lot of time hanging out with the guys who lean, with the guys, just kind of checking what's here,
You went to go hang out with them, junkie, like guys who take substances.
Yeah. So, Mina, I am. My handle on Twitter once was Sister Ntwim. Like, ngibloma sidlala iludo laphayana kasi.
Okay.
Bloma phansi kwesihlahla. So it's not odd for me to be hanging out with the guys of Inyapa, the guys of Puzayo, It's not, it's like part of what it, plus ngihlala khona house. Everybody passes through, everybody knows you. My grand was a social worker.
Okay.
My dad owned a lot of salons, kasi.
Okay.
So, and Nasendlini, he had turned it. So there's always foot traffic gets. So then people, I meet different types of people anyway, whether I step out of the yard or not, right? Yeah, so that's where I basically learned the different types of people that exist, and like why we do TV the way we do it, why we do content, why it's important to tell different stories. Because I think also the audience, you can't change the world, everyone, and nobody has that much reach. So whatever you put on TV, it affects someone somewhere, somehow. Even whatever you put on social media, whatever you put on YouTube, it affects someone somewhere, somehow. And so that's why the work then is ever changing, ever exciting,
At Macho, we believe that storytellers change the world, and we would like to give you the right tools to accomplish this mission. For all your gear rental needs, go to www.macho.co.za or send us an email at rentals@macho.co.za. So you've gone from something like Kick It to a Real Housewives of Cape Town. Both a reality. What are the big differences, though?
So realities are sometimes, so on my CV, I write intervention reality, lifestyle reality, because I need the person who's seeing to know in a range. But intervention realities are those that are actually real and raw. Not to say lifestyle realities are not real and raw. It's just that intervention realities, you're going into the depth of South Africa.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. Okay, I've done an episode when I was doing Imtase.
Okay.
I did an episode where these guys, and mina, I don't believe in ubutakazi and all of that stuff. Like, I have this thing where if you believe it, it becomes.
Okay.
So it's just like, bruh. But then I went and did an episode Eloli. Ne?
Okay.
These two girls, sisters, were constantly fighting, constantly beating each other up, constantly all of this stuff. Ne? And when we got there, the one sister said she didn't know what was happening, but she had a knife against the one sister's neck one morning. Yabo? And that one woke up and then they fought about it, right? And then she's like, I don't know what takes over me, ne, when that happens.
Okay.
So I'm sure when you do those type of shows, each episode you come up with a solution.
Yeah.
So my solution was, okay, oyiwani ushilo wathi, they suspect there's an aunt or zenobutakathi, you know, labanyathela khona iyabaphatha or whatever that thing is, ne?
Okay.
You know the thing, but see, spray when you step on it, then you die.
Okay.
Well, die inside. But yeah, basically they said they had that. Yeah, well, so I was like, cool, let's bring a sangoma to the episode. Yeah, brought a sangoma. He did a whole indishi namanzi, wafaga ma CV wabo, wafaga their clothes. Oh, we created CVs for them so that they could, yeah. Wafaga none. The one girl said she hadn't been on a period for 2 years. Ne? As we were leaving, she came to me and she was crying. So I had lent her my cardigan. Ne? She came to me and she was crying and she was like, here's your cardigan. I'm still cold, but I'm like, no, keep it to me. Wear it. She's like, I feel like I'm going to sleep with this thing because you have brought me luck. I'm like, why? She's like, I need a pad. I just started my period. I was like, girl, what are you talking about? I'm a believer now. And when I was doing when I went and to do Itokozamudwam, which is another lifestyle reality,
Okay.
it's 3 sangomas and all of that stuff. Someone who's a prophet who was part of the production said, Humble Clinics, I was pregnant at the time. Humble Clinics, we're going to do storylines where there's a lady who wants to have a child. You are going to be a target. Bruh, I went, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing, but I did it. Every day, like when I went to the doctor, well, every time I had my checkups, doctor was like, you're fine, but I'm worried about your child. You're fine, but I'm worried about your child. Bruh, I think if bengaqinisanga, I would have maybe lost the child because the makeup artist heard that lady say, hey, sinesita esisha, hambanentabeni, here's her picture, here's her name, here's her surname, attack. So I'm just like, okay, each thing is a lesson, right? Cool. But, so that's the real and raw life, ne? A show like Housewives of Cape Town, that's lifestyle. You're watching people kind of enjoy their lives and self-destruct themselves. Like, basically, you're like, okay, you said you want to do a party. Let's have your party.
Okay.
You said that's your enemy. I mean, we might put that enemy on the guest list. Let's see what happens. Then they decide that's self-destruction that happens. So lifestyle reality, I feel guiltier doing lifestyle realities because it starts really cute and it becomes you're actually fast-tracking that self-destruction. Whereas with intervention realities, you do feel like you're changing the world. So they're fun to do, but they achieve different things.
So you will put 2 people who do not get along in the same room on purpose.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking like you're judging me? Good, Ayanda, you're not going to heaven.
Even if you know that they're going to fight and they might scratch each other's eyes out.
Yes.
Or that's all the better.
No, it's not all the better. So you constantly have to justify why a scene is happening, right?
Okay.
For instance, with Housewives of Cape Town, there is, okay, at the end of the day, it's all about the audience, right? What the audience is going to receive from everything, right? There is a lady who was racist, right?
Okay.
And she was covering it up, Ne? But what she was doing is she was locking the black girl who she felt wasn't on her class level out of opportunities. So I was exposing that. Uguti, guys, yes, racism can smile at you. Racism can be subtle. Racism can, but know how to spot it. And this is the storyline that's going to show you. So those two people start off smiley, 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 but the more they spend each time with each other, the more true colors are revealed. And the audience is always learning something from that. Like whether it's trash TV or it's entertainment or it's empowerment TV, the audience is always taking something from it. I actually watched I used to watch this other thing called Vox Docs. Ne? They took it and they put it on Netflix now, but I used to enjoy it when it was like the 5-minute clips, 12-minute clips, right? So Vox has this episode where they speak about trash TV and how in America they actually have festivals where they come together, go to cinema, and they actually play all the trash movies and all of that, right? And they unpack that there are certain body functions that are triggered and released when people watch trash TV. They actually forget about their own world for a while. So it's escapism, right? So they forget about their own world for a while, and then them knowing that it can actually get that bad for another person, it makes them feel better. It releases izinto phakathi. So we're serving community, whether we're doing it inside the show or through audience development.
Oh, wow. And then what makes someone like a compelling reality TV star? Like, how do you know it's okay? That's my person, actually.
Okay, so yeah, this is it's a question that has like a lot of contention, right? Because lately, what platforms are doing is they're taking that and saying a person who's got social media following or who's got wide reach, né? And those don't always make the best TV people. What makes a perfect cast member is someone who is willing to share their story regardless of what the repercussions are. They're going, listen, I am going to do this. Anginandaba ukuthi ngizofeinta, ngizobanjani, ngithi bazongithethisa inini, I am going to do this, right? Because that's where you get an honest person who is telling their story. So by honest person, I don't mean a person who doesn't lie. You're getting a person who is willing to show that they are a liar in that screen, right? So that makes a compelling story. Someone who's like, it's bigger than me, what I'm going through. So you can capture it as long as in this process I'm healing myself, whether it's through your Naleo self-destruction or whether it's if like the show that I'm working on right now has therapy involved in it.
Okay.
So whether it's what the show resources can afford me. Even in so I explain this a lot to cast members who are like good lifestyle reality, né? And they have big social media following. I always tell them, Guti, Chomi, you have chosen to show your life on camera to millions of people. This is different to a vlog. You're not on YouTube or wherever. You're curating your story. You're choosing the parts that you want to show. Whereas this is TV, the audience here TV is not here to just focus on the glory, right? The audience here TV is actually paying for that slot, and they want to know through you what it actually takes to be you. So you need to be you. You need to show me who you actually are. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all of that stuff. You need to show me who you actually are so that because you've chosen, I get it, you want them to love you more. A person loves every layer of that. You're not just taking the outside, the peel, you know, you're taking everything. So someone who's willing to say, okay, cool, I want to show you everything. That's a person who's a good story.
I see. And what's your process, your prep, just getting ready for whatever, getting content ready? What's your process of going about that?
A lot of research, because then I need to know where the story can go. And so much research that even if it takes a different shape, then I'm at least prepped for it, right?
What do you mean a different shape?
So you can get to a place, and I get it, when you're researching, writing, prepping, you are also preempting an outcome.
Yeah.
So the story can take whatever shape that is different to that outcome you expect.
Okay.
I once did an episode where a guy had stolen imali ref kamalume wakhe, had taken 27-year-old, bullies the whole family. Tati imali ref kamalume, because malume gets drunk all the time. Okay. So he bought him KC alcohol, made him sign stuff. He followed the processes, right? Yeah. Took the house, the family house. It's now in his name. Basically he scammed his entire family of everything, and even his own mom is not allowed to live in that house, right?
Okay.
We were ready to shoot a story of the sister confronting the brother and saying da 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 da.
Yeah.
Did we not get a guy who beat his mom right there? We put people in between them so that, because we could see he's got a violent streak.
Yeah.
So we put people in between them so that he doesn't reach out to his mom and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Did he not jump? He started with the water that he had and poured it in her face. Shama camera ge. Cool. So we were like, brother, stop. And we brought the security team inside, right?
Yeah.
We were like, no, don't do this. Split second, he jumped from when he was sitting, jumped to his mom, pulled her legs. She hit Nyakanda against sofa, leplanga, armrest. She hit her head there, and he pulled her to the floor. So she hit the floor. We had to jump him. Like, was it okay? When Mr. 27-year-old mother abuser, are you mad? So we didn't expect that. But with so much research, you can actually know, because it's an episode that we were like, we're going to need it. The way this guy's being described, there's no way he's just stealing money. There is something else there. So we had to bring a security team. So when he started with the water, our research allowed us to actually bring them inside, because we knew that story can take a different shape. We thought it was a sister confronting a brother. Now it's us and the mom, and, so that's the process. I do a lot of research. I do, I like to write the content beats that I would like to hit. Yeah. And I'm always like, okay, 1, hit it, 2, hit it, 3, right? If I get more, love it. If I know there's never I don't.
So besides now things getting violent, what is that point where, okay, now this is going too far, actually?
The violence.
It's only, well, from your perspective, it's only violence. Otherwise, the cameras roll.
Yes. I've done so much, actually, and I've got so many examples. There's another episode, okay, where in the show le Emma Sangoma ugel uvuke idlozi. Okay. Everybody was so scared. I said, listen, if uthukile, put your camera on the tripod, okay? Go shake somewhere else, but we're gonna shoot this dlozi. We shot that whole thing. So even umuntu makavuka idlozi, even umuntu makazofeinta, we shoot. That is content. Because the audience is not here to see your version of what should be out there. They want to see the truth about the world. So we're showing them the truth about the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Why do you sound shocked? You do TV. You know where TV goes.
Yeah, I guess so. I haven't been on set for a while besides this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. If you can't get the shot on set, you can get it at Match Show Library. We've got the best in stock footage and archive. Just go to www.matchshowlibrary.com. One. Our industry is so demanding. We've even had a DP here who said the one thing we don't talk about most is how our families even kind of bear the brunt of what we do. You got a 10-month-old, you're a mother, you're someone's woman. How are you balancing all of this, especially for the female filmmakers who are going to do this or doing this? How do you handle that part of your life?
So it changes you, right? I don't know if this is the same for everyone, but you were saying, Uguti, wow, being on set is, different. And I don't like being on set anymore because I've got a daughter. And I'm now a little bit more careful. I mean, when I was pregnant, I wasn't that careful. But now that she's here, I'm a little bit more careful of the situations that I put myself in. Because like in reality, you could be shooting a show where you're exposing someone whose family owns a taxi business. And best believe Koninka be somewhere. I have actually been on a production where that day I was actually at home and our team got chased by the Nkabis of the story and the whole taxi, and they called me at 2 a.m. They're like, yeah, we're on the run. I'm like, you're lying. What the hell? Right? So I'm more careful now with the shows that I take on, because then I know if I'm risking myself, then I'm risking my daughter not having a mother. And that's one thing that is my biggest thing. I will see her have children. I will be there, right? So that's a personal choice and everything. But in terms of the industry, I'm not sure how the rest of the industry is, but in the freelance world and in reality and all of that, there's not a lot of security. And being a film mom in itself is a risk, because essentially you're saying, Guti, you only know the income you're going to get for the next 8 months or the 6 months or whatever. So I'm also more into long-term projects, whereas I was cool to be in a 4-month job, and because I know while I'm on this one, someone's going to call me to go on to the next one.
Cool.
Now I'm seeking out opportunities rather than waiting to be called, because also I don't know, I do get paid quite all right. So I'm able to save quite a lot. So in the months that I don't work, then I focus on my non-profit stuff. Then I, because I've got the financial buffering. Now I don't even want to risk it, because all the financial stuff, I give it to the daughter situation. So being a film mom is difficult. That's why in Media Change Agents, we even have a mommy group, because we need support. A lot of moms ask each other, which guys, what happens if I'm going shooting out of the province and I've got a child who's less than 1 month? It's dog, that production needs to cover you. It's actually a rule in the industry. If a child is less than 1 year old, they have to cover you. When I was on Housewives,
Production has to cover you if you have.
Yeah. When I was on Housewives of Cape Town, the line producer had just had a child, and then I came around 7 months or something.
Okay.
They brought her and her nanny and all of that stuff to Cape Town. Bro, the production has to cover you. They cover your nanny expenses. Can't just be giving myself to the show and the show's not giving me. Must be covered. Nami, I was going to shoot in Durban, and our friend actually, Portia, had set up.
Shout out Portia.
Shout out Milk
Mad
and Honey
love.
TV. She had actually set up. Okay, I'm going to fly you and your nanny and your baby to Cape Town, set up the whole thing, put you in the hotel, get your nanny her own room, all of that stuff. If you're a production mom, the production does take care of you.
Oh, wow. You're quite a fighter. I'm sure you even fight for such things.
Yes.
You just mentioned an entity even now.
Media Change Agents.
What is that and what do you do?
So Media Change Agents is a film resource. It's a nonprofit in the industry. We take care of the BTS crew. So in terms of take care, we've even got group therapy once a month. We've got people who have issues. We mediate those issues. Sometimes we involve our lawyer, but sometimes if me and the deputy chairperson can handle it, then we handle it. So it started as a WhatsApp group, right? Where production managers would source crew and all sorts of things like equipment. Where do I go? Yabo. Your number's been sent there many times, by the way.
Good to know.
Shout out to you. So we share each other's contacts because we know, Uti, there's not, at the time when we started, there was not a lot of places where Black creatives can find each other.
Okay.
Yabona khona izinto ezifana nabo Call a Crew and those kind of agencies, but you kind of sort of know that it's the white industry that gets the most hiring and all of that. Okay. So we put each other on in terms of Black crew that exists, in terms of catering, in terms of whatever. So in Media Change Agents now, we've got around close to 2,000 members. You know, okay, if somebody has got a thing like a film business or whatever, you can share your information with the database. You can share, I'm looking for a job and this is my number if you're on a production, you know. And what I find over the years, a lot of people are hiring within or sharing within their spaces, which, you know, here are people to hire. So it's a non-profit now.
Okay.
But essentially, we are working to make sure that as many people are hired, having businesses marketed, Black creatives are getting money in one way or another, you know?
So are you assisting a freelancer on all levels? Let's say I'm looking for a job. Let's say I haven't been paid for a job. Are you helping out literally on everything that the freelancers kind of are having problems with?
Yes. So we do get people who then tell us that they haven't been paid, and we've got ways. I don't want to share them here. We have ways where we kind of facilitate the process of them reaching a solution quicker in terms of getting that money. There are people who, because we've got membership fees, there are people who sometimes tell me, hey, I haven't had a job for a while. Are you able to cover me for whatever? Then we do also send money to those creatives.
Really?
There are people who are like, I've got a job interview coming and I haven't had a job for a while. I don't have transport money and all of that. Then we send them transport money and food and, like, you know, people sometimes want to wear a shirt to an interview, so get that shirt or whatever. So we cover in whatever ways that we are needed. So yeah, that's what essentially we do.
Wow. How long have you been running this?
Unofficially, started in 2015 and then registered in 2020. So it's 9 years ish. So yeah, it's been there for a while. At first, so as also blacklisted, but we also kind of, when there are funds sent out and whatnot, we also help with, like, in my years, I've learned that the high level funding institutions and all of that don't really know or how to get information to the ground. Okay. So we help facilitate that process. So there's a time during COVID when the arts department couldn't reach the crew. So it was taking forever for the then minister, Unathi Mthethwa, to distribute funds. Yeah. So the organizations came to me and said, who are crew? Who are the people? So I had to spread word to say, guys, you're going to miss this money if you're not applying. So we had to teach people how to apply, show them how to build their portfolio of evidence for the projects that they just lost. And yeah, so
you helped a lot of filmmakers just get support during that COVID-19 time. That's incredible. And is this something that's still carrying on? I mean, it's weird, it's years later, but COVID is still affecting us to this day.
Yeah, it is still carrying on right now. I'm in communication with the Gauteng Film Commission. And they are building a platform where a lot of creatives can put their stuff on there. Okay. And so I am helping them put creatives on there because fairly we've got that database and everything. But what I do constantly encourage is for creatives to be out there to market themselves. So that's another way that people can get out there. Like, your equipment business needs to go on there, you know? You guys need to go on there because also they're they just funded 20 production companies for stuff.
Okay.
And so these production companies are mandated by the fact that the GFC is the principal funder. They have to select some crew from the platform as well. So since it's being built, what I now am doing is letting them know who is available, even though they're not on the site yet, so that those people can be uploaded and the companies can source crew there.
Wow, that's incredible. And I see the organization. I even see what you're doing as a content producer. In terms of IP, what is your stance in that? Is that something you're fighting for at all? What are your feelings about it?
IP is a difficult thing. Like, I think, so at this stage, what I do a lot is to advise people.
Yeah.
Ukuthi, trademark your stuff. Even if the process you're trademarking, you don't know it, at least send yourself the concept. Don't open that envelope. Do the old school way of securing your content, because people are so in need of that opportunity to get their first production out there that they make reckless moves in that process. So I've got someone who I've always said, guys, don't pitch to me. Don't come here and tell me your idea, because you don't know what I'm working on, right? So you might tell me something and it's similar, right? And you don't know also, as much as I'm a MCA, like I'm a freedom fighter, all of that stuff, you also don't know if I'm the most moral person out there. What if I run with your idea? You know? So stop the culture. Yoguti, you meet someone and you're like, that person can get me to that place. So you just get there and you actually, in a concept, Ayanda in one room and see are you the same person? Don't do that. Also, now it's copyrighted. What if I said it first? Yeah. So somebody sent me a 3-minute voice note. Hey, Aya, please listen to my idea. I say, ngiyay delete. Ngam screenshotela usloba ngathi angimamelanga, ne? And I deleted. Look, it's there.
Yeah.
Ne? You can see also on your side whether a voice note has been played or not. Please don't pitch to me. You don't know. There's a concept, I can't remember what it's called. An idea wave hits 5 people at the same time.
Okay.
So and across the world. So you'll find an invention was made here, but it was also made somewhere else. People who've never met. So it's up to whoever does it first. So what if you're telling me and I have the same thing, and it's just a matter of Mina, I've got more access to opportunities and I do it first. Then you come and say, I stole your idea. Don't do that, bro. Don't put me in that situation. So I at this stage, I'm more about advising people on what to do in order to copyright, and advising people what not to do when they need that opportunity. Rather send it to channels so that you at least have it. Like, rather watch YouTube shows like this one, where you learn production, where you learn how to create your concept, where you learn all of that stuff and risk it. I've been with production companies where they pitch and the proposal was 2 pages looking like trash and they got the show. Whereas there are concepts that have 50 pages and they get the show. So it's not that when you send your proposal, it has to be the best proposal on earth. It has to be the most beautiful thing. Your idea just needs to translate. So rather learn how to translate your idea to the next person than keep asking everybody for advice. Do you think it's a good idea? Rather let the platform tell you, actually, this is a good idea for us or not, you know?
So we should be fighting more for our IP, or because a lot more people are wanting to shoot, have the IP, just allow me to shoot. And you feel that we should fight more to keep our IP, or it's okay, shoot it and let it out?
The chat right now is ownership.
Yeah.
So people should fight to keep their IP. And if you're speaking in terms of like when you submit a concept and you sign the papers with channel and the concept becomes theirs, it's a very it's a conversation with many angles.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, there's a guy who is asking me to help them with an idea, and it's something that I like. He's paying me for it, so we're chilled, right?
Cool.
He has submitted before, and then Channel told him, Uguti, cool, we can take this on if you sign. When he looked at the contract, it says, Guti, that concept then belongs to Channel, and they can shop it everywhere without even letting him know. And he has risked not putting a show on TV for 3 years, same concept, just to keep that IP.
Okay.
And he's got a sponsor for now this new one, and now he's trying to figure out whether he should submit it or not, because he's holding on to that IP thing. So what I can say there is perhaps people should focus a lot on proof of concept.
Yeah.
So what me and my friends do is we shoot one episode at least and upload it somewhere. So on YouTube, wherever, so that it has been created. It's our proof of concept, and you put it out there. You can choose to have a private link, or you can choose to have a public link. When you have a private link, either way, the date stamp is there. So you've created it. So whoever you're submitting the private link to, then they will get it. Where you can shoot on your phone and upload it, as long as that proof of concept is there. So you actually get to keep, because some people don't have imali, pilot. Some people don't have even imali, your trademark. True. And trademarking is like 2.3, they at CIPC, So as long as you create proof of concept, I'm an email. I don't know how to do it on Google, Gmail, whatever, but put your read receipts on.
Okay.
With the email, so that, and the person who's receiving your concept that you're emailing, you know when they opened that email. Because some people claim that they didn't receive it, didn't see it, didn't whatever, right? And now a lot of platforms are saying upload in our platform.
Okay.
And have a reference number, rather than email to a person and say, hey, ngicela ungidlulisele, so that my show can get commissioned. Rather put it in the platform so that you at least know you did submit it, did have a timestamp, did all of that stuff, right? There are probably other ways, more detailed, but at least that we're having this conversation, people can then just go out there and research more. And I do find that people don't want to research. You're harming yourself in that. Like, I'll hear to Ayanda, research, I'll hear to Ayanda.
I hear you. Very interesting. This was a hell of an interesting chat. Extremely, extremely interesting. I've learned a lot about content producing. I've heard about, I've got friends who are content producers. They say they're content producers. But in terms of what their job entails, I must say I learned a whole lot more today. Where to from here? What is your plan in terms of your future as a content producer, writer, and the nonprofit that you're doing?
So, more than anything, because now I've got my daughter, I am chasing business more.
Okay.
So I do have a business, like outside of Media Change Agents, where like I said with that other guy, is that I do help people create the treatment documents, submit, I pitch with people, right? But now I think I am more inclined to doing that for myself. And now I'm submitting my own concepts and all of that stuff so that I can actually have a solid work out there that is mine, and I'm not just content producing. And it's actually a business. I'm also, for Media Change Agents, building the website where people can upload their profiles, similar to the GFC, but there won't be enough places where you can market yourself. So people must be everywhere, right? Building that platform too. And with Media Change Agents, we are looking at sourcing more funding so that we can help more people. Because right now we're doing it according to the capacity that the membership fees afford us. And I use my salary sometimes and all of that. So Yeah, I do. So I need more funding, more support, so that our work, even with the IP thing, we can actually have more networking sessions, more, because we do that stuff too, but like few and far between because of funding. So we want to have more of the networking sessions, more masterclasses, more of anything that'll develop the filmmaker, so that people are more informed, people know about the opportunities that exist, and people are moving in the right ways, taking the right steps, and we have less tears. Less tears. That's what I want.
Absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
You're doing great work.
Thank you,
Some
Shuma.
might even say the Lord's work, because you're out here fighting for people.
Thank you.
You're appreciated. We thank you. And I thank you even more for being a guest on our show. Hope to see you sometime on the show again in future, once you've accomplished everything you've accomplished.
Yes, ungibize ngizokutshela ukuthi manje sengiyimillionaire and ngilokhu ngipha abantu and lo. Thank you.
No stress. Thank you so much for being our show. And we'll catch everybody on the next one. Thank you.
It feels good every day when every African turns and shines my way. All my brothers from Zaire, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. It feels good every day when every African turns and shines my way. All my brothers from Zaire, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. Oh man, it feels good.
For more amazing content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And please follow us on all our social media pages. Love.